Hi, I'm Bishop Dr. Tanya Sumner Brown. I am the Queen of Hearts counseling guru. I have a doctorate in psychology. I have a master's of divinity, dual masters actually, in psychology and sociology. I have dual bachelors too, but I am a licensed professional counselor, a licensed professional Christian therapist, a domestic violence intervention specialist, a certified nurturing programs through Department of Family and Children's Services. I am a certified drug counselor, a certified sex therapist, certified trauma professional, and a certified anger management diplomat. My company is Operation Street Harvest. I founded Operation Street Harvest 33 years ago on the campus of the Atlanta University campus while I was attending the Interdenominational Theological Center. I own companies, A Love Counseling Center, A Love Counseling and Training Institute, Georgia Black Licensed Association of Counselors, Driven to Achieve Achievers, Constance Sumner and Katie Tate Foundation, Operation Street Harvest and Transport Services. My church is the International Cathedral of God Church Without Walls. I have 3 books on Amazon. Today I'm here to talk to you about mental health in the Black community, the problem and the solution. Who should follow me? Well, I'll tell you who should follow me. If you're starting your own practice, you should follow me. If you want to learn holistic therapy techniques, you should follow me. Do you want a profitable counseling and coaching business? Follow me. Are you aspiring to be a counselor or a coach? What about scaling your business? Is that of interest to you? Are you looking to add more money with new services? Are you a holistic healer or wellness coach? Get on board. Are you wanting to expand your spiritual or alternative healing business? Are you an entrepreneur in mental health and looking to take your business further? Do you need to monetize your mental health knowledge? A lot of us have a lot of knowledge. Are we just looking to monetize that? Are you a social worker, a nurse? Are you transitioning to private practice? Or one of my therapists just burned out from her job of being a teacher. Life coaches and pastors, we guide others and want to improve your counseling, which will affect how you guide others. What about the stigmas in our community? We know they're there. I grew up being told that people who went to counseling were crazy. All right. What about our culture and religious influences? Take it to God. God's got it. God's got everything you need. Remember being told that? That's all I grew up with. Well, I hate to say that, but that's definitely discouraging for people who need mental health. What about the mistrust in the mental health field? What about the Tuskegee syphilis study? How many disparities in medical and mental health create skepticism in us? What about the stories that we hear? How we were treated? How our evaluations are written? I've got a story of my own. At the age of 15, when I tried to commit suicide, I had been hospitalized, but I had to get a psych eval. In the psych eval, the doctor said, now mind you, I started designing clothes in the 7th grade. I used all the clothes in Fredericks of Hollywood. I designed all the jumpsuits, and I was a size 5. So when I went to get the evaluation, I had just designed a beautiful jumpsuit that zipped all the way up to here and zipped all the way down. And it was like a winter material, fully covered, arms, legs, everything. It was red with a navy blue inset around the sleeves and going down the front. This man wrote that I was dressed like a woman of the night, which goes to show you he had no cultural competency at all. We like to dress. We like to look good. We like to change our hair. We like to do things that are exciting and fun to us that other cultures may not understand, but certainly try to mimic. What about generational trauma? We've talked about systemic racism. We've talked about historical oppression, economic hardship. All the things that create high levels of anxiety and PTSD in us, those are real. What about strong black stereotypes? Be strong and resilient regardless to what? All this stuff creates suppressed emotions and untreated mental health conditions. What about lack of access to resources? A lot of people, especially under this new administration, are not even going to be able to afford insurance if they did at one time. So, what are we going to do about that? We need to be talking about access, fair and equitable access to all. We need to be talking about black therapists uniting. We need to be talking about cultural competencies, because in our race, colorism is real. Sexism is still real. All the things that affect us, our DSM-5, which is our diagnostic manual for mental health disorders, doesn't address those things. We need to be front and center about our own business. We need to get on board. We need to start talking about how we can assist each other. That's why I started GBLAC, Georgia Black License Association of Counselors. Haven't seen anything like it in Georgia. Haven't seen anything where we can bring all the counselors together. Haven't bring counselors of color. Haven't seen anything where we can have our own magazines and talk about our own issues. Therapy for Black girls is a bomb. Yeah, but what about therapy for all of us? Let's talk about that. What are some solutions? Let's start talking about normalizing therapy. We need more conversations in the churches, in the schools, and among our families. We need to have more psychoeducation in our communities. We need to have social spaces where we're talking about the benefits of therapy. Cultural competency counseling, I can say so much about that. But just know, we need to know cultures, values, standards, issues. Often, and I'm not saying that my white counterparts don't do good therapy. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is, I would prefer a therapist that looks like me. I would prefer a therapist who understands racism. I would prefer a therapist who understands colorism. I would prefer a therapist who understands our black norms and our black values. What about our issues? What about our issues? What about faith and mental health? I grew up in the church. All of my degrees, all of them are from religious institutions. I understand the problem. Faith leaders need to support this. I'm in the middle of a book called The Handshake Between Religion and Clinical Mental Health. Why? Because we're not at odds. This is a both and, not an either or. Our faith leaders need to start talking about mental health issues. When I was told that the Bible had everything, I thought, well, it can't teach me how to fly an airplane. Is it going to break down anxiety, depression? Is it going to break down opposition to defiant behavior, conduct disorder, PTSD? Is it going to help us understand those issues? Those are things that we have to talk about in our community that are alive and well. Post-traumatic stress disorder, decades of racism, decades of slavery, decades. Things we need to talk about. All this stuff is genetic. It's brought through our genes. We struggle with anxiety and don't even know why. We need to look into these behaviors so that we can fix it and stop carrying it through. What about community support and education? My number 4 is workshops, support groups, social media campaigns, psycho-ed groups. Being proactive instead of reactive when things happen in our community that we don't like. What about advocating for policy change? One thing I will say about Licensed Professional Counselors Association of Georgia, they are always at the Capitol. They have done so many things to improve the mental health position in Georgia in terms of how we operate as professional counselors. You know, we need to be advocating for ourselves. We need to be standing beside them, joining hands with them to educate and further our issues in mental health. We have them, and they are alive and well, and we need to be at that Capitol building. We need to be fighting for our rights, because an invisible voice is no voice at all. So that's what I'm here to say to you today. We've talked about the powerful problems in mental health. I've given you some solutions. Now, I want you to follow me. I want you to stay on board. This is my very first video. So if it wasn't perfect, sorry about that. They will get better, I promise you. But we definitely need to be talking about these issues. We're also here for clients. If you have mental health issues, call A-Love Counseling Center. I'm about to give you my number. 404-316-0226. Call us. We have plenty of counselors waiting to talk to you. We start seeing children from the ages of 2 and up. We are here. We've been here for 33 years. We're over 100 awards. We're 5-star on Google. We've been out here doing the work. We have been out here doing the work. We're here for you. We've seen the issues. We know the issues. We live the issues. They're not new to us. They're true to us. They really are. So if you need help in any of the categories I mentioned at the beginning of this tape, or if you need mental health counseling, please feel free to call us. Again, that number is 404-316-0226. And we are at A-Love, L-O-V-E, Counseling, C-O-U-N-S-E-L-I-N-G, Center, C-E-N-T-E-R, @gmail.com. We'll be waiting to hear from you. Bye.